Hello, welcome guys. Come on in. How's everyone doing? Let's see. Jersey, hello, welcome. I'm planning. Last week was good. Oh, that's good to hear. Nat, last week was fab. Next week we're going away, so might not be able to plan well for it. Hey, if you're going away, the idea is that you get to relax. You don't need to do heavy planning. Hey, Jean, hello. Nat, we'll just go with the flow when we're away. Perfect. Crystal, happy Sunday, writers. It's a cozy hurricane day. Never thought I'd read that sequence of words. Happy to be safe, alive, safe, and with you all. P.S. This is not my first rodeo, so do not feel worried for us. I've lost track of how many. 5, 6. Yikes. Stay safe, my friend. Let's see. Crystal, never thought I'd see the day that California would experience one. Laugh out loud. Guess I took them with me. Oh, yeah. It's a specific. It's usually they don't get up that high, right? They usually kind of bottom out. So true. Hey, Becky, welcome. Rita, hello. My week for writing went pretty well, besides a few off days due low sugar levels and change of meds. Hopefully better for this coming week. Nice. Jean, last week was 106 outside and killed my motivation, but I'm feeling positive and motivated for this week. Sweet. Yeah, we were Celsius, we were around 38 most last week. It was fun. Didn't want to leave my house. Let's see. Oh, probably help if I unmuted Tracy. Let's see. Jean, okay, let's see. Can you hear me now, Jess? Okay, guys, we're gonna dive on in. I did purchase myself a little pretty because I could not. I wanted the bigger rings. I bought the black one I showed you guys had a 0.75 diameter for the rings. This one's a 1.25. Isn't she pretty? So, looking forward to enjoying her and setting. And the nice thing was because I had already set up the black one, it was easy as could be to just put them on over there and start using them. It was great. Let's see, where are we at here? We are going into the week of 21st to the 27th. How could that be possible, guys? Wow, that is too fast. It needs to slow down. I have a daughter starting school in a few weeks, and I am not mentally ready for that. I should be. Let's see. Let me grab a few more pages here from the previous week here. Just close her up, and that way we have all the pages in front of me that I need. And all right, let's keep the pieces we need in front. So I'm going to bring up last week's schedule, my test sheet, and my... Can I have them both up? Maybe. I'll try to do that. And then the big future here. Let's see. Hey, Joanne, how's it going? Jess, yes, took me a second to get myself together. Now I'm with you. Sweet. So how did everyone's week go? How did the, what were your highs and lows? Did you accomplish something that you're really proud of? Did you figure out a solution, a routine, a ritual, or just a fix for something that's been bugging you? Let's see. Jess, I barely got home before we started. I stayed late for a boy I used to teach in Sunday school's engagement party, so I'm on a little too much sugar. Aw, well, that's sweet. Heather, hi, I'm hopefully back. This week was hard. Dropped my daughter off at college and started moving to a new home. Ooh, that's a lot. Yeah, we're just doing the university thing. So and so far we're just doing it light. I think it's better for her to just just move into it gently. I don't think she has to rush it personally. I think she'll enjoy the experience better if she just takes it slow and enjoys it. And she took a year off, so get back in that schooling thing, right? Jess, I read book 6 of the Shadow Demon saga yesterday from start to finish. I'm trying to remember which one that is. I recall liking book 6, loving book 6. I had the issue, I think I had a similar issue. I don't think I put it down for long. I wrote nothing left alone. That is okay. We went to Rib Fest and it was absolute blast. I had a great time. Daughter and I hit the dance floor and we danced for like an hour straight and it was fab. Okay, guys, let's get going on our planning. Welcome to Let's Plan the Right Way. Who is ready to write like you are to plan, I should say, like you are the protagonist of your own story, because you are. Let's dive in. Let's see. Why we plan. Direction, focus, to create balance, to reduce stress, and to measure progress. We write it down so we can see where we've been, what we've done, how long it actually takes us to do stuff, because sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we're in denial. Sometimes we think that we know how long something's going to take. Not even close. We give ourselves 3 hours for something that takes 10. Why? Because we think we're superheroes. We're not. Just it was supposed to be the last book in the series, but it's not. I don't want to say anymore in case anybody hasn't read it. Yes, she finished that one off. That was sort of the first set, and then she continued the story, and that's when it became the saga. So the only thing I can say is she jumps to more POVs, and it become I found it a little jarring, but then I didn't know that when I went into book 7. If I had known, I think I would have been more prepared for it, and it would have been an easier transition for my mind. Hey Elizabeth, hello, how you feeling, hon? Just Crystal, that's okay, it happens. I planned on doing sprints back and forth reading and writing. I got so into the book, I didn't do that. The ending made me teary, that's all I'll say. Oh, love it. Elizabeth, I had a breakthrough this week using Save the Cat Writes, and oh, nice. I still have to read the new one. I haven't. I've read other writing craft books. Not that one. I own it, bought it, didn't read it yet. Crystal, I think I saw you in the early sprint this morning. Sweet. Okay, guys, we're heading into the next one. Let's begin to write your story. Backstory. Definition, a set of events that have occurred before the main story. This is where we're going to take a look at what we did last week, how things have gone, what worked, what didn't, what we want to kind of tweak, what we want to get rid of. Sometimes it's even that extreme, and see what we can do to make it work for us. Hey Diane, welcome hon. Jess, yeah, if you're not ready for the multi-POV, it's a little much for sure, for some, yeah. Elizabeth, I discovered things about my story that I wouldn't have without using Save the Cat Writes. And oh, well, that is interesting. You will have to share more when we get to our writing sprints at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, guys, let's begin. Reflection. We're going to celebrate our successes, our gold star moments. We're going to analyze our challenges, our biggest distractions, and our best fixes. We are going to look at our to be continued list. What needs to be continued or carried forward? How much did you accomplish? Please give yourselves credit for what you did get done. Maybe you got 3/4 of the way done. That tells you something. Maybe you bit off more than you could get done. But at the same time, you still got 3/4. So you still get to give yourself a percentage. Maybe a check with a 3/4 or a half or whatever it is, right? What else needs to be done? Is this project bigger or more complex than you thought? So often it is, and often we don't realize it until we are actually into the project. Okay, guys. And relaxant. We'll do that one separate. Okay, guys, 2-minute timer, and let's do our review with all our check marks, percentages, stars, happy faces, whatever it is that works for you. Get it down on that page and show where your joy is. And go. Okay. Okay, so we did this. And where's my other? Nope, not doing this. It's just I did that. Okay. Ah, so let's see. How did you guys do? I did really good in my goal 3. Got lots of driving practice in. Exercise went well. Started doing morning pages, which I'm quite enjoying. I didn't get them every day in the morning, but then been a crazy week. Birthday party went beautifully. They had a blast. Writing, we won't talk about that. And the middle one I figured wasn't gonna happen. I kind of for my goal too, I wrote a bunch of things in, but I just kind of wrote those more as like sort of a reminder for myself of potential things if the timing went well, which I kind of knew with what we were doing that wasn't gonna happen. So how'd you guys do? Where did I just leave off? Jess, I read book 2 to 6 over the course of 4 or 5 days. Granted, I was listening to it on YouTube as well, but it was nice. Nice, cool. Dan, I am good. Jess, I needed a little bit of a break after dealing with a few bigger personal things that drained me a bit. Still, yeah, definitely. I thought Steele was like, hold on, what? Still dealing with. That's okay. Baby steps, right? Joanne, Dan, doing pretty well. Thank you. Just relaxing, get some revisions done. Nice. Mysticism. Hello. Hey, Misty. How's it going? Elizabeth, the one thing I discovered is that I should save the cat to take notes before plotting. I'm going to be rewriting this novel. Perfectly fine, Misty. Glad to be back with you guys. How's it going, hon? Just got good self-care done with the reading when I could feel my body was fighting me. I didn't do the writing like I wanted, however. I did fill out scene cards to write from today, so I'm forgiving myself. You still did some writing. You did some of the thought process part, right? Rita, I finally started the journey with Amazon KDP to print my book for proofing. All I can is small steps. It's overwhelming. Back to chapter 1 with Lear, jotting down details in my series notebook. Sweet. Continuing with 6 months for life. I need to focus on 4 goals. It's tricky. Yeah, it is. If they're in different categories, sometimes you can kind of combine things a little bit. While you're working on one, you could do the other. Like exercising, you can be refilling the well by watching YouTube videos or learning a new skill or reading. I've been using my Kindle app and reading writing craft books while I exercise, and it works quite well. So you can kind of combine. Let's see. Crystal, I find it difficult to stick to the planned schedule when you work from home and homeschool. Boundaries are blurred and priorities do have to come first. I will continue to carry scheduling forward and show up. Yes. And sometimes it's a matter of having to tell the family that I am working during these days' time. It's not going to work with some people, but you can give it a go. Just exactly. My inner critic tried to tell me you didn't do your work. I just told it shush. I thought through my story and wrote scene cards that could count to be quiet. Yes. Oh, 6 months for life. That is Sarah's how do you describe it? Basically a get healthy reset that she's doing on her channel. Mostly on her Sarah Cannon channel, I do believe. I'm trying to think if she's done any of it on Heart Breathings. No, I think it's just Sarah Cannon one. Television watching is down by 18%. Sweet, I love that. Okay, guys, we're gonna go into our next panel. Just slide this all up, make my life easier. Reluctance. What are you avoiding? Why? Does it still matter? Break it down, make it priority number one, schedule it, and get it done. Get it off your plate. And I know exactly which one. It's actually something for my daughter. It needs to get done. It's going to get done. Monday morning, we're going to sit down and get this thing off and complete and in the mail so we can be free of it. Because it is a pain and no one wants to do it, but we're going to get it done. Let's see. I'm going to write that one down and give it a star because that needs to leave my life. Okay, and we're going to combine that one with our misbelief. What bad choices have you been making that are affecting your overall health, energy, and concentration? Goal, this is an example one. Makes one small change this week. Switch your sugary drinks for drinking water. If you find yourself looking at a lot of social media, maybe put a timer on and allow yourself just to watch 2 Pomodoros, or make a deal with yourself. Once you do A, B, and C, you can watch a video. Decide how long that video is going to be, though, in advance. That can get slippery because, face it, there's a big difference between watching a 10 or 15-minute video and sitting and watching a 2-hour streaming session, right? Totally different stuff. So think about what little change that you want to make. So let's figure out what we're avoiding and what we're going to, what small little change we're going to make this week to improve ourselves, make ourselves happier and healthier, and just get ourselves overall more in a focused state so we can achieve our goals. Okay, guys, still in 2 minutes and we will tackle those two and go. Okay, avoiding. Which I did kind of. Give myself a check. It worked on it. It's kind of if. Okay, what do I need to do? I think that's what it is. Okay. What did you guys come up with? I gave myself a video goal. I have bookcases back there that need my attention. They need a massive reset. I bought bookends. Don't know about you guys. I like my books to be very, very pretty and very, very nice. And some of them are not playing as nice as I'd like. And I kind of doing this bending over thing, and I don't. We're gonna fix that. So I want to record that. And the other one is I'm going to give myself, because the last 2 weeks have been kind of chaotic, with good reason, I'm just going to give myself a mini little 5 minutes of words per day. Pardon me. And if I can get more, yay. And if that's all I get I have no zero words, and that is far better than how this last 2 weeks have gone. But as I said, I kind of suspected this might happen. Let's see. Just how to change certain aspects of your life in 6 months, whether it's health or writing or any goal, really. Yes. The only video I can find for 6 months for life is on her Sarah Cannon channel. I don't think she does videos for it on YouTube, Heart Breathings, but she should. Might mention in a video, but no dedicated video. Yeah, I think she just tells you about it in a few videos. Heather, goal one, moving. After 13 years in one home, it is a lot. I know, I hear you. Last time we moved, it was 15 years. Yeah, it's about 15 years. Yeah, it was a lot. The amount of stuff that we departed with that we didn't even realize that we had in that house. I guess we realized we had it, but not to the degree that we thought we had. So we just did so many donations and so much garbage removal plus we were downsizing, which is a decision we made we wanted to make. We felt like that was very overwhelming. So we wanted to go smaller and more, not minimalist, but you know what I mean. Let's see, Rita, I need to play less of a certain merge game on my phone. Actually get more editing accomplished during scheduled sprints and more walks. Nice. Elizabeth, my health goal is coming along. I start a new medication today, and so far it seems to be helping. Oh, that's wonderful to hear, hon. So you finally got that whole insurance thing figured out, right? Heather, life has been crazy this summer. Hopefully things are starting to settle down and I can become a priority again. Oh, I love that, hon. You are a priority. We love you. So glad that you could come back and join us and hang out with us and just be you with us, right? Can you come organize my books for me when you're done? Ah, been a little side trip, right? Heather, I hear you. My goals have taken a beating this summer, but it's okay. We can do this. Yeah, I kind of think we almost need a different perspective in the summer because there's just so much time become so much more limited because there's more things to do. There's more opportunity. Kids are going back to school. Just that family time becomes even more precious. And it's just it adds up. Speaking of which, I have to look at the schedule again. I'm not sure I'm going to be streaming next week, and as the daughter starts school on the day after Labor Day. So there may be some adjustment period that will be required. Watch for updates. I have to see how this all fits together, what we have to do, what we have to get done. Just precious, like I said, precious family time as well before she goes off getting extremely busy on us and we don't see our kid. Right? Crystal, one bad choice I have been making this week that affects my writing is using writing time as knocking things off the to-do list instead. Oh, I was doing that too. Some of it was necessary, but I was not happy with myself. But I was like, this has to happen, in order for this to happen, or for that to happen. It's like, So I hear you. The positive change I want to employ is to not tackle to-dos when it is reserved for writing. Yes, exactly. Jersey, small progress is still progress. So true. completely agree. We believe in baby steps around here. Kat, hello, hello. I post a picture of my week on Facebook in the, which one is that? WC page. Not sure what that one was. This Elizabeth, my parents, sister, and I have been living in the same condo for 23 years. Ooh. Oh, moving day will be interesting. Just when my parents and I moved to this house, we had been there 29 years. My mom was carrying me when they moved in. I pitched a fit, laugh out loud. Oh, wow. Rita, moving could be so much fun, especially from different provinces, what to take and what to get rid of. Yes, yes. Crystal, I finally got to the point in my life where I no longer need to declutter or donate on a regular basis unless you count getting rid of homeschool materials or clothes my son outgrows each year. Yeah. Jess, this is the first summer we've had Lexi so much, and she's much more active, and I can't sit her in front of a screen to occupy her. That doesn't work anymore. There's that age. That's the energy age. You have the little I can't think of the name right now. Elizabeth, I was prescribed a different medication from my doctor that I can't take since that med has given me issues when I took it in December, but I got a lower dose of the med I was originally prescribed over the counter to, so I can keep taking it daily. Oh, that's good. That's good. Jess, I'm guilty of that too, Crystal. Let's see here. WC might be there. Oh, writing community. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Jersey. You mean heart breathings or another site? That's probably what I meant to ask, right? Rita, my dad has been living in the same house for about 54 years. Both my sister were babies, and I was a toddler. It's home. Oh, 52 years. But still, wow. Just my grandpa had just had a heart attack 2 weeks before, and me and my sister were with him because my sister's a nurse aide. We weren't supposed to move for a while longer, but they closed while I was gone. We left 3 days after I got back. Oh, I see. All right, guys, we're going to dive on into our next section. This is where we're going to talk all about strategy and figure out, this is our basically I call it our scenes. This is where we're sort of making sure that we have that framework to what we're going to use, what we're going to do. So a scene is a section where there is action. Very important. We want actionable steps that we can take and get done and do something with and check the boxes off. A beginning, middle, and end. We want to know where we need to start, what our middle looks like, and how we want the outcome we're looking for. And move story forward. Yes. All right, guys. First one, clarity. What do you want to achieve this week? Why do you want to achieve it? How are you going to achieve it? This is where we're going to enter sort of our trials, our experimentation. Some things are not going to work for us, and that is perfectly fine. We're going to try different strategies and see what works for us until we find what actually is going to move us forward. Second one is SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, and attainable, relevant and realistic, timely, and time-bound. Be intentional with your time, guys. Be honest about what you can achieve. Do you need to be doing this right now? Sometimes we put something on our plate. Like I said, pretty much an entire goal too, I knew was not really going to happen, but I wanted to kind of put things down and start thinking about them. Start shaping things up and see where it is that I want to take them. I know it's not a right now, but it's an almost there, right? Let's see. Actions. These are some of our options for breaking things down. Next task steps. These are the natural things, like we cannot start editing a book until we've written that first draft, right? We can't be working on draft 4 if we're still in draft 2, right? These are just natural things, right? Measured increments. So this is where we give ourselves a time goal. We're going to write for 10 hours total this week. However we break that down, we're going to do a 5K week because we know it's super busy and 5K will be reasonable. We know we don't have the weekend because of family stuff, so we're going to try to do our 1K each day. Breaks down nicely. Good, better, best, that can be, this is where you kind of have a very realistic goal, sort of one that's a little bit more of a stretch, and then the one that's over the moon. This is if you can achieve it, it's just your wow factor. Your micro steps, these are just breaking things down smaller and smaller, so they're very achievable. Lots of boxes checked, lots of dopamine hits of success. What can you delegate? This is an important one. If somebody else can do this, hand it off to them. Let them take care of it. Free yourself of it. Again, delete it. Do you really need to be doing this? No? Have it gone. Be done. The other one we want to consider is any problems or delays and how they're going to impact our plans. We want to be realistic, and we can't just turn around and say, oh, no, that's not going to do anything to us. Let's really look at what it's going to do so we can prepare for it. Deadlines, time required, completion date, scheduled. If you don't put it on the schedule, it doesn't really exist. Daily, weekly goals, your weekly check-in to see how you did, taking that measurement, percentage, check marks. If you're breaking it down by day, number of days that you actually did out of the week, any adjustments, and where you need to refocus. Okay, guys, we're going to move into our next panel. This is our plotting series of related events making up a story. The pieces that we want to kind of look at are our setting, where we're going to have to be going for the different our different activities, our different commitments. So maybe your home, maybe it's your home office. You just have to get down to it. But maybe you have a shared space that you use in some kind of a creative space where you go to do your writing or your art or whatever your creative endeavor is. Who are the characters in your story that are going to be getting in your way? Be honest with yourself. The plot is easy. It's the what. Conflict is looking at those other elements. Maybe your car has to go in and get fixed this week, so you can't go to your favorite coffee shop because you're not going to have your car for a day or two. So how are you going to fix that? How are you going to still get your writing in? And what resolution? Where are you going to end up with this particular goal? Let's see, Jess. I was like, excuse me, I didn't get time to process this. My dad was like, the house was being built for 6 months. You knew it was coming. Laugh out loud. I just thought I had more time. I'm pretty sure I said something about you're ruining my life. And my mom looked at me like, seriously, you haven't used that line since you were 14. Rita, bookkeeping for hubby, be gotten. I have a book to finish edits. I have a deadline. Nice. Okay, guys, let's dive in, and we're going to get into our first steps. Now, this one I used to call our quarterly, but I've broken it down a little bit further, and I'm using it as our monthly focus, because I find even when we quarterly plan, we kind of look at things month by month. I think it's a more natural way that we process, and it's a smaller piece. If you're looking at even a full 90 days can be kind of overwhelming and kind of have you wanting to jump around. But if you're just looking at August, well, then you know what you need to do in August, right? So the things that you're pulling in that are new to Q3, any new opportunities that have fallen into your lap and how that affects your plans, any prep or research that you need to do to prepare for Q4. I have a couple of those that are getting started. Anything that you need to reduce, remove, or delay. Heather, I am by far the character getting the most in my way. That is true. We can be our own villain, right? We can mess ourselves up so good, right? Just to Heather, we so often are. I've had a few side characters help me lately. However, some of it I can control it. I just have to push through and say no to. I won't allow this to get in the way anymore. Love that. Okay, guys, let's dive on in. 2 minutes. I'm going to see what I have on my monthly calendar here. Don't think I have too much. I'm still getting in the habit of using a monthly calendar. It's not my favorite thing. Don't know why. try to be too much of a free spirit, I think. Okay, guys, let's dive in and see what we're pulling in from our monthly or quarterly plan and see what it is that's kind of coming in that we're kind of working on this week that we haven't before, or what we have to continue, actually, for that matter, and go. Hmm. Okay, let's see. How did you guys do? Let's see. Heather, Jess is just me. Ex has moved on. Daughter is in college. It is me, myself, and I, the cat and two dogs. No living excuses. Although that is a lot of change, and you probably have a defined version of yourself that you are in the process of reshaping, and that takes time. And you have to give yourself that time and space to get there, and reclaim you. Just Heather, I was trying to help you, give you an out, laugh out, joking. Good for you for admitting it. I have a hard time doing that. Rita, editing for Lear. Also, a few phone calls and medical appointments this week. I need to figure out goals and start the workbook for 6 months for life. I've been writing it out in a pretty notebook. Oh, sweet. And of course, Jenna's workshop for YouTube author stuff. I'm also only focused on one of my series at the moment. Nice. I have to actually, I'm behind on Jenna's. I got to get back on track with that. Tuesday was chaotic. That was a birthday party. I still don't quite understand. I think I understand why they chose the Tuesday, because a lot of them had that day off from work, but at the same time, it seemed really weird and contrary to how I think. Birthdays, parties are a weekend thing in my world. So Tuesday was we made it awesome, but at the same time, I had to kind of work through, why are we doing this today? Let's see, Kat, I have a group interview with an airline this week. I'm hoping that I can get the job and that I can get my passport level out. Oh, very cool. Oh, good luck. I hope you get that. That's pretty awesome. Just to Heather, good to hear he's moved on. Some of the exes don't always go away so easily. Jane, I had time blocks to my schedule for finishing a beta read that I am way behind on. Nice. Jess, yeah, I am behind on Jenna's work too because of the reading level. Well, we both had fun, good excuses, right? Okay, guys, our next panel, conflict. This is breaks in routine, and this can be This can be anything from, like I just said, a birthday party and trying to put that together, and the extra shopping and the extra planning and the extra. We use our clubhouse in the middle and having to go over and set up the rental of that and all these extra little steps. Um, we did like a camping theme, so they did hot dogs and mac and cheese and chips and various yummy snacks, and it was pretty cool actually. I made s'mores on a stick because, of course, no fires, so no campfires. So I just melted the chocolate, dipped in the marshmallow, popped the graham crackers crumb right on the end. Voila, they got to have their s'mores. It was hot, it was yummy. They didn't have to, and they had that extra little layer. So all these extra things had to happen. So, but it was a break of routine, and Tuesday writing did not occur. Monday writing did not occur. It was chaos. And what was the other? I think Sunday even got mucked up to some degree. I wrote with you guys, so writing occurred, but everything else I had planned, chaos. So any vacations, surgeries, conferences, renovations, big events that you have to plan for or shop for. So basically what we're trying to do is I knew that I wanted to be on and able to do all the things my daughter needed me to do. So I needed to be able to participate and be present. I was more sort of to get things done, but I tried to relax a little bit with them, a little bit of joking and laughing, and whether you need to reset or recover or simply enjoy, participate, and relax. And how long will it take you to get back to normal? Because it took a day. Like Wednesday, I did not just jump back in. There were still extra things, cleanups and things that I wanted to get done and out of the way. So let's see here. Where did I leave? Yeah, but yours probably involved cake and yummy food. Those bars sound amazing. Yep, melt, double boiler, guys. Melt your chocolate. Get the cracker crumbs on there. So good. Just use regular skewers if they make for like kebabs or something. I need you to plan my next party. I love it. Okay, guys, let's dive in and figure out if there's any interruptions coming our way and what we kind of need to do in advance to make that successful and to give ourselves the level of time that we want away from our regular tasks and proceed. Okay, let's see here. Um, Jess, I know where I'm going for my next birthday in February. Thank you for that. Of course, if I do that, I'll have to go to Halifax too. I can't go to Canada and not see Mel laugh out loud. Oh, love that. Rita, appointment in the morning for hubby on Tuesday. I may just stay home. Low blood levels may continue with the shifts of my meds. Me planning my writing and sticking to it. Nice. Heather, only thing I see is daughter coming home Labor Day weekend. Ah, love that. Just don't mind me. I'm getting all my silliness from the sugar out before writing time. I love it. All right, guys, we're going to go into our next panel. And this is our easy one, creative projects. What do you have? What are you actively working on? What is on hold and why? What's your purpose for putting it on hold? Maybe it's a draft you just finished that you want to let it rest for a month. Maybe somebody else is involved that you have to wait for them. Maybe you have to hand it off to your editor, and they don't. Your slot opens up in a couple weeks, so it's sitting and waiting for that. And what new? What are you adding in? Process your what, why, and how. What do you want to achieve this week? Purpose and the steps, focus, stage, or beats, and order of importance you need to follow. For me, it's going to be getting back into writing. I'm going to be kind to myself this week, and I'm not going to put it on as much. I'm just going to have a slow little step back into my writing and just enjoying. Let's see, Jess, I bumped one of my classes. I was going to do this quarter to next quarter after my cousin because I knew I would need some extra self-care time. Definitely. Okay, guys, let's populate our plan with our projects and go. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I think I figured out a good way to tackle that. I'm going to focus on story one and get her story out. And the other one, I put a note for myself, but it's for next week. And it's just there as a holder to remind myself it is not something that's a priority this week. It does not have to happen this week. And that is okay. Just, I don't know. Just doing this is what allowed me to read 6 books in a little over a week. Yes. Since I took one of the classes off, I gave myself a few more buffer days for the quarter than what I had allotted when I did HB90 for Q3 originally. Yes. Guys, we have Double Down Day coming up on the 2nd, so if you want to start planning for that. Heather, writing, I am starting slowly. I haven't written much since April. Tried one other time and really struggled. I am going to spend this week with my female main character, getting to know her again. I love that. That's where that's literally, I just wrote the words, find out her story. And going into one of the other POV characters, I already like this character, but feel like I don't know everything about her, and I want to know more. Rita, editing Lear is my main focus, so the beta readers can have it. Decided on chapter to share at the live critique on Thursday at On the Wings for Writers Discord. Nice. Diane, I will be proofreading my autumn release. Well, very nice. Congrats. Jess, plus I knew I could make up the writing time on Double Down Day in September. Yes, September. That sounds so wrong. Okay, guys. New skills. As you guys know, this is one of my favorites. Why this? Why now? Do you need to apply or purchase? What is your reading study time going to look like? How much time are you committing to that? What does your practice time look like? How are you going to actually be internalizing and taking this new skill in? And how are you going to evaluate whether you're being successful or not? And how you're going to tweak what you're doing so that you can get better results. Okay, guys, let's dive on in. I am going to keep, I think, the driving at least the same, and I'm going to tweak a few of the other ones and go. You're welcome, Dan. Just exactly, and how is next month the last month of the quarter? That sounds so wrong. I know it's been like it's been fast. I think that's why a lot of people are struggling this summer because the time's just flying by, and maybe it's more of our self-care. We are realizing that we are taking better care of ourselves, but there's a time quotient to that, right? That is going to make it so that we don't necessarily are able to achieve everything that we put down because we weren't as focused on our self-care and taking better care of ourselves, right? I feel like the summer quarter went by way faster than the first two quarters. Yeah, for sure. And they seem like they went fast, right? Jersey, just right. I was thinking the same thing the other day. Yes. Rita, whatever is required to get my book ready for printing through KDP, finding formatting software, maybe I can even use Google Docs, which is also new for me. The next in writing is scary. baby steps. You've got this, and you're surrounded by a huge, wonderful community that is going to be there for you. Any of your questions, just ask, right? Crystal had to step away to make lunch for the fam and just ate my organic blackberries. My share of organic blackberries and avocado with honey. That sounds yum. Jess, I'm still not okay with the fact Leslie is about to start school soon. You and me both. Mine's going to university. It hurts my brain. Let's see. Yeah, she was the Rib Fest at the door. At the door, they basically they ID'd you if you thought you might be having any drinks. And my baby girl got to whip out her ID to join us for some beverages with some yummy ribs. It was good. Let's see. Important dates. Next 2 weeks. These are this is our work schedule. These are the things that we kind of, I don't want to say have to's, but they're important. They're things that we want to do. We want to make sure we don't miss them. We want to make sure we're not late for them. We want to make sure that we are getting everything done that we want to get done. So you have your work schedule. Any events that you are taking part in that you need to maybe prepare for. That includes shopping sometimes. Maybe you just need a new outfit stuff for things, right? Because what you own isn't quite right for it. Any birthday celebrations that you have coming up. What's involved in that? Could be buying a gift, sending a card, actually renting a place, any of those kind of things. Appointments, any appointments you have coming up, and any paperwork or anything that might be involved in that. Commitments, this could be just lunch with your sister. It's something that you're looking forward to, but you want to make sure you've got it in that schedule so you don't miss it. You're not late for it. Any workshops you want to attend? I'm looking at maybe taking a developmental edit class and figuring out when I want to do that, where that fits in. Is that a Q4 thing? Probably, maybe a Q1. Can I get into that? So we want to note travel time, action steps, any prep that's required on our end and anyone else's. Face it, if you're the one sort of in charge of it and you have other people that need to be doing their things, you need to be checking in and making sure that they're doing it. If a confirmation is needed, simple as even going to the dog groomers these days, they want a confirmation that you're going to show up. And any paperwork, get it done in advance. Don't tuck it away in the corner where it's going to get forgotten, and then you show up and you don't have it with you, or you grab it last minute and you didn't get it filled out. Neither is a good feel. Let's see. Rita, so true. I should read my comment before sent. Maybe that's why it takes me forever to press. That's okay, hon. Crystal, let's see. It's revision is a completely different skill. And we feel like since we can write, that we can revise. And it's a different mindset. It's a different process. It is you have to decide as well what level of quality you're looking for. It's a lot, right? Let's see, Crystal, my new skills would be continuing apologetics course, reading a chapter of a craft book, writing a biblical book, and of course fiction. Nice. So I'm basically reading 3 to 4 books at once and taking a course out loud. At any given time, I'm usually reading 3 books. 1 fiction, 2 nonfiction, and yeah, and I could be at the same place very shortly, adding in a course too. I'm like, pre-K? Weren't you just 2 years old last week? Just to Crystal, my brain can't read multiple books at once unless it's like a craft book and a fiction book. Yeah. Hey, Felicia, how's it going, hon? Crystal to Jess, for some reason, I've always been this way, and I hear that a lot, so I must be an anomaly. Out loud. Do what works for you. Sometimes there's a method out there for writing books that you work on 3 projects at the same time, and that way whenever you get stuck on one, you switch to the other. I understand what they're suggesting. I don't know if my brain could quite do that. But hey, if it works for you, then it works for you, right? Okay, guys, let's get our timer up for our important dates. I'm going to check out Google Docs, not Google Docs, Google Calendar, and see what's coming my way. Okay, guys, 2 minutes. I'll see you on the other side. Hmm. Oh, here's. Hmm. Okay, what else? There's a date here. Hmm. 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 I think there's a date I have to look up. I've tried something for the hubby. I'm not sure what it is. I don't have it on my schedule, but something going on that I have to check out. Let's see. Just, yeah, I can't write more than one thing at a time. Yeah. Rita, I'm reading 1 book on Kobo and 2 that I'm trying to get through in paperback. It's been busy, guys. All fiction. 1 paperback is high fantasy, while the other 2 are YA. Nice. Just unless I just write a short story when I'm stuck on my story, that just takes me the day. I can't write 2 novels at the same time. I struggle with just the one. That's what I'm wondering about. I left for story 2. I left this dude hanging because I kind of got to a place where I'm like, I'm thinking this is an opportunity to bring the parties together, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I kind of left him dangling, and it's making it harder to jump into story 1, because I feel like his story needs to be kind of tied up at least a little more neatly. Like I've literally got him being surrounded and trying to get out of trouble here. So maybe I've left myself a loop that is still playing in my head, and maybe I need to figure him out first, even if I change it later. And that way I can get back into story 1 and bring them together that way. Let's see. Read a few medical related appointments, sprints, coffee chats, and getting library programs ready for September. Sweet. Let's see. Writing multiple series has been fun for me. Revisions for 2 and writing first draft for the 3rd. And I think that's an important distinction. 2 revision, 1 is fresh words. I think that makes all the difference. because one is already on the page and you're sort of, it would be like reading a book a little bit more while you're writing another one. You could do that, all right? All right, guys, we're going to get into our next panel, supporting tasks. These are all the little things. We can't ignore any of them. They're important. Actually, I do need to add one. I'm going to put it under this one here because I think this is important. I may have to resize that afterwards. I think my clock is going to get grumpy with me, but that's okay. Insurance. It's an important one. It's one we don't want to ignore. We may have multiple types that we have to deal with. Okay, guys, so supporting tasks, your chores, your errands. Errands, I highly recommend starting at the furthest point out and heading back in. That way you don't waste a lot of time driving back and forth or gas. Your meal planning, if you're any good at it. I am horrible at meal planning, and I have decided that I am fine with that. It's who I am, and there's nothing's ever going to change about that. Your exercise plan. When are you fitting in your movements? When are you fitting in that exercise? What kind of exercise are you going to do? How long? Do you need any equipment for it? All the good things. Your admin tasks, where are they going to fit? Is that sort of a morning ritual for you? Or end of the day, maybe something you do when you're sitting down to eat your lunch, doing your admin stuff simultaneously, whatever that works for you. Your business planning, this is important. We need to know where we're headed. Your banking and bill due dates. Your insurance, making sure that everything is organized. We were aware of our house insurance, but because of birthday planning, it got a little bit pushed around more than it should have, and we ended up paying it on the final day versus actually paying it, the week ahead, which is when we should have done it because things got a little chaotic. I did not write it down in my schedule, which was a huge no-no. I should have written it down because if I'd written it down, I would have been able to move it to a spot and where it would have worked earlier. It was done. We made it work, but it created a lot of extra layers of chaos. Your planning, your daily and your weekly. When are you gonna do? When are you gonna do your daily? Is it a morning ritual? Grab your morning coffee or tea, sit down, and start planning out your day. Or do you like to do it as you're winding down at night so you have a plan before you start your day the next day? The live sprints you want to attend. Get those dates and times down so you know what's coming at you and you can make sure they happen. I have not been writing them down, and guess what? I have been missing them. I end up realizing usually about the end of them that, oh, I wanted to go on that. I'm going to get that written down again. And can you batch together related tasks to make sure that you're getting everything done in a more concise time frame? All those little 2 and 5 minute tasks that are really quick, that are easy to push aside because they seem really quick and easy, and then we don't do them because we didn't give them the 5 minutes. If you can put them all together in one themed Pomodoro, everything gets done. You can check multiple things off your list. It feels good. All right, guys, and proceed. So I need my... Okay. Let's see. We have. Oops. Okay, let's see here. Does that, yeah, and bills have to also be on that list too. And then I need to get those three down there. 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 And we probably have to go buy some books too. Okay, there we go. Let's see here, guys. How did you guys do? Just Just Crystal, I'll see you in a little bit for writing. I'll be back in time. Sweet. Crystal, see you soon, Chica. Jess, I wrote yours for next weekend down with the question marks since you're not sure. Yeah, I have to figure out where we want to, because daughter might have to be teaching as well. So I have to make sure that we can bring everyone's schedules together. Like I said, part of me is already missing her. I mean, she's not going far, but it's a change. It's a big change, and I'm already missing my baby. Let's see. Yeah, Jersey, we should about 15 minutes, so we should have about a half-hour break today. Rita, normal week for me, mostly at least. Sweet. I gotta figure out where to put my 10 lives here. I'm just gonna put myself a note here and figure out who is doing what and where and when. All right, guys. Now we're on to the protagonist, the character who drives the action. You. The person that needs to be taken care of. I know we usually take care of others, but we need to take care of ourselves too. Let's see, Crystal, the older my son gets, the more I think about having another. Oh, I am good. I'm good. The storyboard. We're going to think in terms of our full days, half days, pinch days, our life task days. Those are the ones that drag us out of the house to get all those errands done. And our true days off when we want to just have some fun. We also want to consider our deep focus days. Which goal will you focus on per day? Think in blocks of 2 to 3 hours. So if we're talking 3 goals, we're talking about 3 focus days. And we're talking about something between 9+ hours that are going to go into your schedule. But we need these deep focus times to make sure that we're really present and working in deep focus on what we need to work on. Writing can be done in short little bursts, but it's not as ideal as getting a nice block of time and being present with your story and staying in the mindset with it. Okay, guys, so for me on this one, I just generally go through my weekly schedule and I try to give it shape. Hold on, I can figure out now what I just, oh, it's over here. I try to figure out what days I think I can have fully engaged in my creative endeavors and which ones I'm going to most likely have to leave the house. The pinch days are, for anyone that is new, are those super crazy busy days where it ends, like everything ends up falling on that day. You already had 2 or 3 things scheduled, but then you have to add a doctor's appointment and picking up a prescription. And then your mom needs you to pick something up too. And then you have to head over to that point. It's not really an appointment, but it kind of is because she's told you it needs to be picked up by 3 o'clock. And you've added all these things. And now suddenly the 2 or 3 hours that you thought you might have to yourself for your writing, for your art, for whatever your creative endeavors are, whatever your side hustle is that you want to work on, that time is being eaten up. right? Okay, guys, let's get our 2-minute timer on, and we're going to just do our best guess so we can give our week shape and figure out what it is that we want to achieve. And go. Hmm. Crystal, oh my gosh, that is what happened to me Friday. Yeah, and it messes you up, but at least when we're planning, we know that we can then shift things around. But those pinch days, when they become just chaos, I call them pinch days because that's what it feels like we're being squeezed, right? But the thing is that they're chaotic and they mess with our plans. So, but we are able to look at our plans and recover. That is the most important part. We're gonna have to shift some things around, but at least they're in our plans so we can make those adjustments. We're not going to lose sight of something because it wasn't in there, right? Okay, guys. So far for my deep focus, I just have Monday as a deep focus for writing. I want to put a second one in there, but I think I have to ask the daughter. We do have something for her schooling. I'm not sure it's this week or next week, so I'm going to have to find out where it lands. All right, guys. Self-care. Refill the well, guys. Refill the well. As creative beings, we have to refill our well. Otherwise, we become empty and we cannot create as we need and want to. So, favorite activities, favorite hobbies, right? Get outdoors. Enjoy this gorgeous weather, guys. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy going for a walk in nice dry pathways instead of mud pits. It'll come soon enough. Try something new. I mean, engage the mind in new ways. That opens up all sorts of avenues for you. Journal, do your morning pages. Just do things that make you feel good, that you can sit down with yourself and just bring in new information and take out the old, right? And also schedule in your self-care. You deserve it and you need it. And at least 50%, guys, at least. I want to play my game a little bit this week, so I'm going to have to figure out where that fits in the plan. But I want to definitely have a couple sessions this week. I may limit myself to maybe an hour each and just really enjoy. Okay, guys. And while we're creating that, and what we're going to do for our self-care and where we're going to put it. We also want to think about our mental health and our buffer days. We want to leave space for our wellness sick days, those low energy days. So we're just not feeling quite good with our whole being, but we still want to get things done. So we have that low energy task stuff that we can do, that we can move things forward, but they're easy and they can just kind of get them and check them off the list. Catch up days. These are important, guys, because this is where it allows our plan to be flexible. Maybe we got 3/4 of something done, but we know that we can turn around and use the Saturday, the Sunday, or whatever works for you, and just finish off that other quarter, and that way you can check the full box, right? Reset days. Reset days are after we've had an interruption and we need that time to come back to ourselves, get back to regular routine, and get ourselves feeling like we can tackle it all again, right? It takes a little bit of a time to reset that. So we're going to schedule in our mental health and sick days. And guess what? If you don't need them, they become bonus days. So let's schedule our self-care, mental health, and buffer days and try to note down the various types. I know catch-up days are a little hard to schedule, but think in terms of giving yourself maybe a 5-day work week with a couple days that you can kind of play with. Preferably one of them becomes a day off, a true day off to do all the fun things. And one can kind of be that so-so day, right? Okay, guys, and proceed. Actually, I don't like that. I think I'm also going to use a mini planner tracker this week as well. I haven't done one of those for a while to set that up, and that way it's easier to just check boxes. Not usually very good at them, but I like to usually write notes with what I've done. So I feel like this will be a good, worth giving a try again, right? So what does your week look like, guys? I'm trying to keep it heavy at the beginning and lighter as we go along. I think that'll be smart. Let's see. Stage 5, story beats. The frame over which you drape your plot. This is where we're going to start filling in our weekly plan. It's not going to go to plan 100%, guys. Never ever does. This is just giving ourselves an idea of a shape of how things could end up and really looking at our time, because you might find that you'll end up putting everything on a specific day and realize that you do not have that number of hours to work, and you'll have to move things around a little bit. And it's good to see it laid out because it'll actually make a big difference as to how much you get done. Okay, guys, the outline. You're going to create your master plan, ideal week. You're going to create Monday's plan, including your top 3. That way you can hit the ground running tomorrow and make all the magic happen. You're going to populate your planner. If you're using daily pages, maybe start writing down some notes and breaking things down a little bit as well. You're going to schedule your self-care, your mental health, and your buffer days. I know the buffer days are harder, but try to figure out where there might be a window for it, where looking at everything else, it kind of fits naturally. As you create your outline for the week, can you successfully manage to do everything you've chosen with the time you have? Make adjustments as needed. Rita, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, deep focus days for me, and most of Sunday too. Oh, I love that. That is beautiful. Diane, I do morning and evening pages. I haven't done evening yet. I've done a couple days where my morning pages turned into evening pages. Like I said, 2 weeks of chaos, guys. Okay, guys, we are going to get about a half-hour break, and then I'll be back with our writing sprints at 5 p.m. Eastern. So we need to kick back, relax, reset our space, and make room for our writing to happen today. I need to maybe do a little tiny reset on this desk, but I think I will do that. Probably tomorrow, because I want to actually get everything off of this desk. It is, it's okay, but it's a bit chaotic for my taste. So I want to get this a little more sorted. So I think I may rip everything off my desk tomorrow and just give her a nice fresh start. Maybe change the color on my desk mat. Just kind of mix it up, give some color changes. Reset some of the books that I have in front of me for reference, and I can kind of combine that with maybe doing the bookcases as well. Let's see, Diane, I find decompressing at night is relaxing, definitely. And it's a good way to kind of also take stock of what actually happened, because when you're doing the morning pages in the morning, you may be thinking sort of in terms of more things than you can do. I know they're not technically for that, but I don't know. I end up sort of hashing things out on the page as to what I'm going to do, what I need to do, how I'm going to get there. And I'd rather I didn't do it there, but if it works, I'm not going to argue with it because it works for me. You are so welcome, Diane. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you guys in a half hour, and go reset your space, get yourselves set up for our writing time together. Get a nice tall glass of water, light your favorite scented candle, get any craft books out that you might want to be referring to, and any notes or anything, and just get your desk all set up so we can move our stories forward. Thank you guys again for hanging with me, and I'll see you shortly. Bye for now.